What you're looking at is the brand new 2012 Honda Civic Hybrid. This is the second generation Civic Hybrid, and it's based on the same platform as the 9th generation Honda Civic. So behind me, you'll see that's Washington, D.C. back there. It's not the typical D.C. that you see, but that is Washington right across the Potomac. We came to this sort of green setting, appropriate venue for this car, but really Washington is the better venue because it's filled with gridlock. We're just 30 feet from crossing the bridge into actually being in D.C., and we're already stuck in gridlock. So it's a good thing we brought along our Civic Hybrid. This car has been changed pretty significantly in terms of what's under the hood. What's really important, they've moved from a 1.3-liter four-cylinder engine up to a 1.5-liter, but the bigger deal is that they finally switched to a lithium-ion battery pack, and that's the first use of a lithium-ion battery pack in a Honda car. So how Honda's IMA system works is it really just uses the electricity to give an extra boost to the engine, and that allows them to burn a lot less fuel, and you build up that electricity through regenerative braking. It stores in that lithium-ion battery pack, which is also more compact and more powerful. So there's a lot of benefits. There's also a start-stop feature. Every time you come to a complete stop, the gasoline engine shuts off completely. So that really makes a big difference in fuel economy, and there's no idling essentially. So you stop here, and you can see the RPMs are at completely zero. So there is no gasoline engine running right now at all. Total power output for the engine is 110 horsepower and 127 foot-pounds of torque. And it actually feels pretty good at normal speeds. When you're driving around town with the electric assist, you really feel it feels torquier, and it's got sort of better mid-range. When you really want to get on it and put your foot down, however, it doesn't really have all that much in store. So you drop your foot down and it just kind of takes off at a moderate pace, and the faster you are, the sort of less dramatic it is, which is true of any engine that's going to make 110 horsepower. And what we've got over here on the far side of the dash in green is this Econ button, and what that does is it really reduces your throttle inputs and makes sure that you're driving as fuel efficiently as possible, which if you're going to buy a car like this is probably what you want to be doing most of the time. As you can see, if you look up on the dash, we're almost right at 45 miles per gallon. So Honda actually rates this car at 44 city, 44 highway, and 44 in total. So when you combine those, it's 6 miles per gallon short of the Toyota Prius, which is the real leader in the segment. Inside the car, it's very similar to the rest of the brand new Civic lineup. You do get the new iMid system in here, which includes these button controls on the steering wheel, which are easy to use, and they're connected to this dash screen right up on the top there. Now that'll show you everything from average fuel economy, and you can scroll through the different screens with the info button, the little leaves that grow when you drive fuel efficiently, or it'll tell you if the electricity is powering the car, the gasoline is powering the car, things like that. There's also a few other screens in there with fuel economy information that people who buy hybrids are always interested in. So we're back in the wilderness after a pretty thorough test of the car. The city fuel economy really didn't show up as promised. We mentioned before, we're doing easily 45 miles per gallon on the highway, no problem. But after a long time in the city, that was down to around 34. Funny though, just on our way over here, it picked right up again, and we were back up to 36 already after just 2 or 3 miles. So it really depends on the type of driving you're doing, but it seems like the car doesn't really deliver on the in-city fuel economy. Another real issue with the car is, again, the integrated motor assist hybrid system that Honda uses. We really do find that, when the gas engine comes back on, it is pretty violent. You really do feel it, and that's something that you're not going to get in a Prius. As for, the reasons to like this car, well, there's that 7% improvement in fuel economy over the last gen, the lithium-ion battery pack. It is a lot more usable around town, and we really like that. And the other great feature is that, unlike, say, a Prius, which, yes, does get better fuel economy, it's not weird to drive. There aren't any weird, strange buttons, and you just don't feel like you're confused. Anybody can just get in it and drive it just like a normal vehicle. So essentially, this is a much improved package from Honda, much like the standard vehicle is an improvement over the 8th generation car. So we're really liking what Honda's doing, the direction they're going, and they've made great improvements. If you're really looking for top fuel economy, well, the Prius is the car. It's really become a pricing issue, and Honda hasn't quite released the pricing on this yet. So when that finally does come out, you'll be able to make a more educated guess. But right now, a solid alternative. It delivers everything that a Civic delivers, but with the great fuel economy of 44 miles per gallon.